What's up, guys? It's Clown Fight here, guys. Today I'm just going to be breaking down the Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven fight. And guys, this fight, man, what the hell do you say to this? Because I'll be honest, guys, I didn't really do any predictions or anything for this fight. I probably should have, because I'm a big combat sports fan, but I knew Rico Verhoeven. Again, I'm probably more familiar with MMA and UFC than kickboxing, but I definitely heard of this guy, and I knew he was an underrated guy. The way he carries himself, his mannerisms, very disciplined, professional. Guys, what he just done in this fight is remarkable. Now, I want to break down the full fight. In my opinion, guys, what Rico Verhoeven done is probably better than any debut for a boxer ever. Like, what I'm trying to say is, when Francis Ngannou had his professional boxing debut against Tyson Fury, in my opinion, he I'm not gonna get controversial, but I believe he won that fight. He dropped Fury, but obviously, if you look into it, Fury got up and then he got his points. That was I wouldn't say Fury versus Ngannou was a robbery or anything. Like, I take that back. I actually did think it was a robbery at the time. However, I can see people who just gave the nod to Fury, even though Fury got schooled. But guys, this was another level. What Rico Verhoeven done was better than what Tyson Fury could ever do to Usyk. What was better than what Anthony Joshua could ever do. It was better than what Daniel Dubois could ever do. These are the best heavyweights. Rico Verhoeven, kickboxer, not even a boxer. In my opinion, for most of the rounds, he was schooling Usyk. Until round 11, where again, I'm not going to take it away from Usyk. Usyk stopped the man, and it is controversial. I'll give you my take. Usyk put the pressure on. One thing I'll say about Usyk is that guy, you can never count him out. Now, again, in my opinion, Rico was schooling Usyk. I'd say 80% of the rounds. And I'll break it down. I'm gonna go through the fight. And then, guys, at the end, last two rounds, Usyk turned it up, and there was one uppercut. I'm gonna go through this. There was one uppercut where Usyk drops him. Verhoeven gets up. Now there's 10 seconds left in the fight. The referee puts the gum shield back in. He gets 10 seconds. Usyk smothers him. He doesn't get knocked out on his feet. He's still on the ropes. He's still kind of defending himself. He's getting smothered though, and he does look wobbly. Referee stops the fight. Very controversial. And the worst thing is, guys, the bell went. So the bell went. Referee stops it. And I'm not happy, guys. If I'm being honest, I'm not too happy with it. But at the same time, I'm not going to take credit away from Usyk, because Usyk was in a spot where he was about to lose this shit. I'll be honest. Usyk was losing. Usyk was getting schooled. I'm just being straight with you guys. He was getting outboxed, and he put the pressure on. And don't get me wrong, this is boxing at the end of the day. There's also corruption in the sport. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, guys. The scorecards on this fight was a joke, in my opinion. I'm gonna go on to that towards the end. I'll show you the scorecards. Not too happy with it. I want to break this down. So obviously, when the fight started, both these guys, I just liked the way Rico was when he was having his what's it called, the face, when they were going face to face, when they were staring each other down. He looked very professional, man, throughout the week. Very professional guy, very humble, just disciplined. He's been a kickboxer. He actually went on the I didn't know this, guys. From what I heard, Peter Fury has trained him boxing for 10-15 years. Like, he would do his kickboxing, but Peter Fury was his main coach for boxing, which I did not know. Guys, remember Peter Fury, when he trained Tyson Fury for Vladimir Klitschko, it was under Peter Fury's tutelage. Literally, guys, the style that Verhoeven brought out, like, his head was forward. Maybe it's his posture, but I noticed it's like an old school style. It was like, for me, guys, it was like I wouldn't say it's a Tyson Fury. It was a sort of Tyson Fury style, but I would take it back generations. Like, the old school gentleman boxers when they first started. The gentlemen, they used to just bounce around and flick the jab. It was a very unique style, and I think it gave Usyk a lot of problems. And again, this guy's a kickboxer, and he was under Peter Fury's tutelage that he was able to do this type of style to Usyk. So I want to break it down. I'm going to just go round by round, guys, and just give you my thoughts, guys. So the first round, obviously, they came out. Verhoeven, guys, just come out with this style, and easily, guys, in the first round, guys, he bossed it. First round, I would say he took the first round. He came out, and obviously it was a feeler round. Usyk's probably feeling it, but straight away Verhoeven starts going to the body. He's got this awkward style where it just looks like his head's very forward and it's like in his chest. But that's the way he boxes. He's very forward. But I don't think Usyk's seen a style like this. And I'm being honest, I think he caught Usyk off guard. But then when his head's forward, the guy's doing sort of Tyson Fury sort of antics. But I would say better than Tyson Fury. He's pulling his jab. But guys, what else he's doing? He's moving his legs around. He's going left and right, left and right. And I'll be honest, his movement is better than Usyk's in this fight. His movement, the amount of movement he did on Usyk, it started to confuse Oleksandr Usyk. Like, don't get me wrong, the reason I think Usyk got a bit bedazzled by this guy for most of the rounds is because Usyk has never fought like a kickboxer. So, like, he brought a style that's a bit unorthodox. Like, it was a style, like, I would say it's a mixture between, I can't say it's Tyson Fury style, but he had that sort of pawing, that like fainting of Tyson Fury in his own way. His head was forward. The best way I could describe his style is like the old school gentleman boxers, guys. I couldn't even give you the names of them, guys. I'm not that clued up on my boxing history, but you know the old school boxers, they just bounce around like, you could say like Muhammad Ali type of style, a bit. Obviously, not really. Muhammad Ali's probably a bit more light on the feet, but it was like that sort of boxing style, guys. It wasn't like a Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua. It was like, guys, a lot of good movement, a lot of good fucking feet movement, a lot of good jabbing, a lot of good feints, and then looping the overhand. And guys, the first round, guys, it wasn't like, I gave it to Verhoeven. First round, Usyk didn't do nothing in the first round. He just felt him out, and Verhoeven was more busier. He probably landed a few more shots. So the first round, it went to Verhoeven, no problem. And I just thought, okay, Usyk's not gonna. When I was watching it, I just thought Usyk's just figuring him out. It's fine. Obviously, he's probably gonna come into it. But I did like the style. I was like, this looks like a bit of a style that Usyk has not seen. He's playing him at his own game here, kind of thing in his own way. Like, I don't think Usyk expected that sort of style, because I've watched some of this guy's kickboxing fights. He doesn't fight like this usually, obviously, but normally he's got kicks involved. So he's kind of, it's like he's not a novice to boxing. He has been training boxing for 10-15 years under Peter Fury. He was pinging Usyk. He gave him a good straight hand down the middle. It hit Usyk across the face. It just showed that at first round was like, okay, he's in the fight. Second round, guys, he moved around. He used his jab, guys. Again, same sort of thing, guys. Pulling the belly. Now, Usyk was trying to use his jab a little bit more. But again, guys, round two, I gave it to Verhoeven again. He actually put him on the ropes. And there was a bit of clinching going on where Verhoeven was kind of putting his body against Usyk. And Usyk was kind of like, he was like taken back by it. Like, it was like he's a heavier man. Verhoeven was using all his skills, and as I said, he kept his head forward. I was scared about the uppercut, which again ultimately was his demise, because I knew the guy keeps his head. I don't know if it's his posture. I don't know what it is. Yeah, his head is in his chest. But guys, I'm being straight with you, man. There ain't many boxers that have this style. It was like a unique style, and I liked it. And it gave Usyk problems. Verhoeven started looping this overhand over the top, like randomly, like, you know the way how Usyk knocked out the bar? Like, it was that sort of overhand. And he caught Usyk a few times with that overhand. Obviously, I don't think it was loaded up as much. But then he would do this like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I don't know if you've seen Rock'em Sock'em Robots. There's a game, guys, where you press these little buttons and the little figures come out and they start like punching each other. He had this like, I don't know what it is, guys, man. You know when, like, I couldn't put my finger on it, guys. Actually, it's like when someone is, it's not, I wouldn't call this flow state. Verhoeven was fighting Usyk in the style of, like, I don't think I can put it into words. It was like, he studied Usyk and he knows he's not a boxer, but he said, I'm going to use my 15 years of Peter Fury. I'm going to use my 15 years of fucking kickboxing. He's a world champion, guys, in kickboxing. He's the Usyk of kickboxing, basically. And he goes, fucked up kickboxing. I know what Usyk does. He's probably watched tape on him. And he goes, look, I'm going to just do what I think is going to make Usyk struggle. That's the best way I can put this in words. He had a style which is kind of wrong for Usyk. I don't know the best way how I can say it. Like, the style he was using was not good for Usyk, man. He put bare pressure on him. He was loading these right hands over the top, and he had better footwork than Usyk. He had much better footwork than Usyk. He's moving more than Usyk. Usyk's the one who's got the best footwork. Like, he moves his head around. And he was doing that round after round. And I don't think Usyk was expecting it. Like Usyk probably thought he'd get a bit of more breathing time, but he did a better performance than Tyson Fury. He did a better performance than Anthony Joshua, a better performance than Daniel Dubois. So guys, you got to give this guy credit, man. And round two, he still was putting pressure on Usyk, and he was landing more than Usyk. So round two, I gave to Van Hoven again, guys. Like, I know Usyk was trying to feel him out a bit more, but again, second round, 100%, it was Van Hoven. It was 2-0. And obviously, I was listening to the commentary. People were like, okay, this guy's looking. And then when he would get Usyk in the clinch, he would actually get him roughed up a bit. And I could tell Usyk wasn't as good in the clinch as maybe other fighters. I think there was an advantage to Van Hoven in the clinch. Maybe that's because of the kickboxing background he has. They have a little bit more variation in the clinch. Then obviously I started to see in Usyk's face, he wasn't worried. Not in the first two rounds. He was just like, his eyes were open. He's probably just like, I'm figuring this guy out. I'm figuring him out. It's calm. It's all good. He did have his eyes open wide. He's probably like, okay, it's an interesting start. He probably knew he was getting fucked. He was thinking, shit. Not like battered, but he's like, whoa, this geezer, I was not expecting this style. The guy's a good fighter. And Van Hoven, it was. And then, guys, round three, I think Usyk thought, I got to claw it back. I can't let this guy just take rounds from me. And it was a close round, but Usyk got a little bit more busier in this round. He actually threw his jab a bit more. He actually, I think Van Hoven did hit him a little bit low at some point as well. And they kind of had a little break. And Usyk was trying to, I saw Usyk do more output. But don't get me wrong, Van Hoven was still having a lot of success in this round. The difference was, I think Usyk was kind of committing slightly a bit more than previous rounds. But again, I'm not going to say Usyk schooled him in this round. I would say it was a very, very close round. I would just say Usyk started doing a little bit more work than the previous two rounds. Maybe a slightly more cleaner work. But again, like, I'm not going to lie, guys, when I'm watching this back, I just saw Van Hoven just kind of like, still rough him up, man. Honestly, guys, you could give this to Van Hoven. You could give it to Van Hoven. It depends what you like. So round three was, like, I would say the first part of the round is probably Van Hoven. And then, I don't know, man. You know what? As I'm watching this now, it's very tough to even give it Usyk. But towards the end, I think Usyk did back Van Hoven up a little bit towards the ropes. But did he land a lot? It's hard to say. Yeah, towards the end of the round, guys, I think Usyk landed a little bit more. But again, the pressure still was from Van Hoven. It was a good round, and I wouldn't be, guys, put it like this. Anyone who gave that to Van Hoven for round three, I could agree with you. But you know what? Just because of the bias and this boxing, I'll just edge it to Usyk. So you could say it's 2-1, and if I'm just being generous here because I could easily see 3 rounds to Van Hoven, but fuck it, let's just give it to Usyk. So 2-1. Usyk did do some work, but yeah, so it's 2-1. Obviously, we're going into the fourth round. I'm just breaking this fight down, guys, round by round. So let's see what happened there. So round four, guys. I think Van Hoven. I think Usyk tries to keep the same pressure to kind of want to get the round, but Van Hoven, in my opinion, he that style didn't stop, guys. He kept going forward, and the difference I noticed with Van Hoven, what he was doing, as I said, he had that rock'em sock'em. When he would get Usyk to the fucking ropes, he would actually let his hands go, He'd keep his head down, and he would be throwing to the body, like in that rock'em sock'em robots thing. And it was a style that Usyk just wasn't familiar with. It's very unorthodox. It's like, if it's not, and then Usyk was trying to throw out a lot of shots, what usually works on people. It wasn't actually working on Van Hoven, guys, in round four. Usyk was missing shots, He got him a few times. I'm not going to say he never connected anything. But, guys, Van Hoven was blocking Usyk's punches as well, man. Don't think Usyk was landing 100% clean in round four. He wasn't. Van Hoven was blocking some of his punches, and then he was answering Usyk back as well. So, it was a tough round, guys. But, again, Van Hoven, when Van Hoven would get him on the ropes, he would do a rock'em sock'em robot, and he would land punches on him. And that awkward style here where he would just put his hands forward and move his feet left and right and just throw jabs, right hooks, uppercuts. And he would get Usyk. He got Usyk a few times. I think what he's figured out, guys, is you have to throw with Usyk while moving. Move your head, throw your punches, and move your feet. And that's what I was seeing. I think his gum shield fell out. I think Usyk got him with an uppercut in round four. So again, you know what? Round four, Usyk got him with a very good uppercut. Towards the end of round four, I think Usyk nicked it because he hit him with the uppercut. So I would actually go back and say, round 3, you could probably edge Van Hoven. And I'd probably give it round 4 to Usyk. But fuck it, I will even say 2-2. I know I'm being generous here. I think Van Hoven could have taken 3 rounds here. But I'm being generous. But I'm going to say it was 2-2 going into round 5. Let's just say it's 2-2 going into round 5. Now, round 5, Van Hoven comes straight back in. So it's 2-2. Van Hoven comes back into it round 5. Usyk's still trying to do what he was doing, but Van Hoven up the pressure. The same style, the same fucking awkwardness, the looping right hooks. He was getting Usyk a few times. The Rock'em Sock'em Robert style, where he would just put him in the corner, pummel him, and land. He would land more shots. He's looking more cleaner. The footwork. Usyk looked like he was getting confused. I'll be straight. Round 5, Usyk just was not. As I said, it looked like a fucking a Tyson Fury, but not Tyson Fury, with his head in his fucking chest. And the footwork, guys, it was much better than Usyk. Usyk couldn't get anything off, put it like that. Usyk could not get his shots off. The way this guy kept moving, man, left, right, and then throwing a jab, then going in and out, it confused Usyk and it allowed Van Hoven to land some overhands, land some good jabs. Van Hoven had this very good flicking. You know how Tyson Fury flicks the jab in your face? Van Hoven had his own style of that, and he landed in Usyk's face a few times, guys. It was a very good jab, and in my opinion, round 5, he was schooling Usyk. Usyk was not touching him in round 5. He got him probably a few times, but round 5, I'm telling you, it was Usyk couldn't get him. Usyk was having trouble, a lot of trouble. He couldn't get into a rhythm. Van Hoven's rhythm was way too much for Usyk, and he was just bound. Van Hoven would do his work and then he would dance around the ring. You know when you're schooling someone, you dance around them you know how Muhammad Ali used to just dance and the feet used to just skip around. He was skipping around in round 5, guys. He looked like he was a champion. So in my opinion, round 5, Van Hoven was schooling him. So it was, let's be generous. Round 5, I'm giving it 3. It was going into round 6, 3-2 to Van Hoven. And now in the corner, Usyk's eyes were starting to open a bit. He was starting to realize, okay, this is a tricky opponent. I'm gonna obviously up it up in the second half of the fight. He's a magician, Usyk. Let's not be silly about this. Usyk has different plans for each stage of the fight. He knows round 1 to 6 is something, round 6 to 8 is something, and round 8 to 12 is another. I think there's 3 levels the guy has in his arsenal, and I've seen this guy. I've studied Usyk fight after fight. He did the same shit to Tyson Fury. He did the same shit to AJ. He's got this other engine. He did it to Dubois, and if he can get you out early, he'll get you out. If he can't, he's got this engine. He plays a game of engines, a game of energies. Anthony Joshua touched on it in the build to this, and I saw obviously when he got the stoppage, we'll get onto that. He's going through his engine, but I'll be honest, his engine is not really working and the start rounds right now. It's Van Hoven. As I said, Van Hoven is winning by 1 round, and remember, this guy's a kickboxer. He should not be winning any rounds. So he's actually winning 3. And I'll give Usyk 2. Fuck it, I'm being generous. Some people say, nah, that's fair. Usyk took 2. Okay, be fair. Usyk took 2, calm. Round 6. Round 6 again, guys. In my opinion, Van Hoven is doing the same sort of style. Usyk's not an idiot. Usyk's starting to throw uppercuts. He's starting to try different things. Van Hoven's got an unorthodox style Usyk hasn't seen, and it's giving him trouble. So Usyk is trying to throw uppercuts and trying a few little things that are different to try and get him, but it's not really working. And Van Hoven's more busier. Van Hoven's still roughing Usyk up. He's putting him in the clinch. He's doing a little bit of rock'em sock'em robots, and he's keeping his head in his chest, and he's doing this fucking gentleman dance with Usyk. Let's dance, let's tango. And Usyk is getting confused. And as I'm looking at this, guys, Usyk is starting to go backwards. He's confusing Usyk, which is crazy to say. Usyk's normally the guy who confuses other people. As Usyk's getting confused, he's getting fucking clipped on the head. Now, don't get me wrong, Usyk was clipping a little bit. He's getting his jab off a little bit, but not as much as Rico. Rico still looked relaxed. He still looked controlled. Usyk was starting to pick the tempo up though, slowly. He's drawing more shots variety, but guys, it was not landing as much as Rico. Rico was doing this dance tango with Oleksandr Usyk, and guys, I saw the art of boxing come to life here. This was a movement, footwork, dance around. You can't touch me. He looked like he was in control, in my opinion. Round 6, he was controlling it. So guys, let's be straight. It's why is it now round 5, round 6, guys? 4 now, in my opinion, 4 rounds to 2, and we're going into round 7. So it's round 7. Rico's got 4, Usyk's got 2, and that's my verdict on how I'm seeing it so far. So obviously in the corner now, I just saw Peter Fury telling Rico, keep doing this, don't switch off. Peter Fury, man, very good coach, man. I like that guy. I used to watch the guy's interviews. He's probably the best guy in the Tyson Fury family. Peter Fury is that guy. You got to hear his interviews, man. Remember, Peter Fury was the guy that made Tyson Fury. Don't forget that. It was the style where he beat Klitschko and he schooled Klitschko. That style was from Peter Fury. Tyson Fury didn't go back to Peter Fury after that. He never went back to Peter Fury. And I think that was a mistake. I think Peter Fury is one of the best coaches out there, especially for Tyson Fury, but whatever reason he's not with him. And I started to see in Usyk's face a little bit of bewilderment, guys. Going into round 7, there was a look of not panic, but it was a look of like starstruck. Usyk's eyes started to open up wide. He probably still knew though what he's gonna do, and I don't think Usyk ever thought I'm gonna lose the fight. That's not what I'm saying, but I could tell Usyk's eyes were like, oh fuck, this guy's giving me problems. Like, I don't think Usyk's gonna put in his mind, fuck, what if I lose this fight? It's gonna be a schooling. A fucking MMA, not even a fucking MMA fighter, a fucking kickboxer now has come into this sport and he's about to come undisputed. He's about to take all my belts. I don't think Usyk had those thoughts. But guys, round 6 going into 7. At the moment, Rico's winning. Now, what happened in round 7? And again, round 7, guys, I still think Rico was still outdoing Usyk. Now, Usyk was, again, trying to get into the fight. He's trying to still work his style out. When can Usyk exploit? So yeah, guys, round 7 again. Verhoeven just kind of still outpointing Usyk, in my opinion. Just that style, guys. It's giving Usyk problems. And again, Usyk it looks like he's getting bedazzled by that style, and he's not able to get his energies off Verhoeven. He's trying to obviously use what he's trying to see. Is there a weakness in Verhoeven? Can he exploit something? This guy's a kickboxer, but again, Verhoeven's just looking very disciplined, using that same style, that same footwork. The head is in the chest, and he's blocking shots from Usyk as well. Verhoeven was blocking shots, man, as well. He was not taking them all flush, and he would land on Usyk. He would use his own jab, and he was doing better work than Usyk. And when they came close to the clinch, he would do that rock'em sock'em style. Usyk was trying to swing it out a little bit with him in this round, but again, I would still say Verhoeven was giving him the more cleaner work, and Usyk just looked a little bit, I'm not saying confused, but he just wasn't like used to this guy. Like, it's not a style he was like used to, and he looked like he wasn't able to work him out. Best way to say it. He was not able to work him out. So in my opinion, guys, Verhoeven, he took that 7th round from Usyk. So guys, now going into the 8th round, we're going into the 8th round. Yeah, Usyk has only won 2 rounds, and Verhoeven now has taken 5 rounds. So Usyk's only on 2, Verhoeven's on 5, guys. And like this is the halfway point of the fight. So obviously now, guys, I started to see things going on in the corner where you could tell. Obviously, Peter Fury, very good coach, he was giving the same advice: keep doing what you're doing, stay disciplined. Usyk's eyes were going into a bit of this like cat mode trance. Like, I wouldn't say he was in a panic mode. Usyk, he didn't look like he was panicking, but again, there was a mode where like it just looked a bit of shock, like unexpectedness from Usyk. But again, he did his prayer, he did the cross sign, and I don't think he was affected. Like, I don't think at any point of the fight he was at a stage where he's like, oh, I'm going to lose the fight. He probably knew in the back of the fight he's behind, and he's getting done right now. He's getting schooled a little bit, but now he probably knows what he's going to do next. But you could see in his face, he looked a bit like bedazzled, like the eyes were coming out. He was going into his hypnotized mode. And then, guys, round 8, same shit. Like, Usyk now is in that 3rd part of the fight. Now, with Usyk, as I said, he's an engine guy. He does this fight in 3 stages. The first part of the fight, the second part of the fight, and the last part of the fight. He splits it up. I would say round 8 to 12 is starting to go into the last part of the fight. From 9 to 12 is probably more correct, but he's starting to go in there. And that's when the engine turns on. Especially, I would say, especially between 9 and 12. So the middle part is where he sees if he can exploit you and he can get you out of there, he'll get you out of there. And it's a game of energies with Usyk. As I said, he has a certain energy. He waits for your energy to go low, and then what he does, guys, is he's one of the best at doing it. And what he's very good at is he waits for your energy to go down, then he starts to up the pace. And he's done that with AJ, he's done that with Fury. And Usyk is so good that he actually, like, towards the end of the fight, you start to slow down. But Usyk actually gets more efficient and more, like, there's more energy comes out more energy comes out of him towards the end of the fight than at the start in one way. That's how he gets fighters out of there, because most fighters would have been depleted by the end, and that's what he's trying to do here to Rico Verhoeven. But round 8, Rico Verhoeven is not letting him do it. He still looks like he's got bundles of energy. He doesn't look tired. I'm not saying Usyk looked tired at all, but I know Usyk's conserving his energy. Rico is still kind of playing that game with Usyk where he's still outboxing him. And although I'm not saying Usyk was getting fully schooled, Verhoeven actually landed a good right hand, and I think Verhoeven was doing more cleaner work. And again, he would rough him up in the corner. Actually, Verhoeven, round 8, actually had a very good round, He actually stuck it on Usyk, and I think it was one of his best rounds in the fight, where he looked way more cleaner. Like, when someone's in flow state, like where you're bouncing around on your toes, your shots are getting off. And guys, when he was doing that Rock'em Sock'em Robot thing in the corner with Usyk, he was getting shots off to his body. He was landing way more cleaner work. He looked more relaxed than Usyk, and he looked like he was in control. Round 8, he actually got off on Usyk quite a lot. Used his jab, that head in his fucking shoulders, head in his chest movement. I'm not saying he looked like Usyk was getting frustrated, but again, it definitely looked like Usyk was having problems here, man. Like, he wasn't getting off. He wasn't going Usyk's way, let's put it like that. And again, guy's a kickboxer, and round 8, in my opinion, he took it again from Usyk. He out. Even though Usyk was a little bit more, like, he was trying to put more out there. At this stage, even Usyk knew that he's losing this now. Like, he's on the points, on the cards, he's going down. So guys, round 8 now. He's won another round. So now he's won 6 rounds. Yeah, we're going into round 9. And you can see on Usyk's face that I'm not saying it's panic, but he knows what he needs to do. But again, going into round 9, my man's he's up 6 rounds here. And Usyk's only won 2. I think that was Verhoeven's best round, guys. He was very efficient in this round, and he looked more, like, he was blocking shots from Usyk as well in this round. Like, I say round 8 was his best round. So Usyk's down now quite badly. Now, Peter Fury was just telling him, stay disciplined, do what you got to do. He's very good coach, Peter Fury, man. That's another thing I want to touch on. Peter Fury, in my opinion, is the best Fury coach out of all the fucking Fury. That guy. Remember, guys, the style that Tyson Fury used against Klitschko. He outschooled him. This style here, I'm not saying it's the same style, but it's his own variation of it. And this style was very good, man. Usyk's having problems with this style. Tyson Fury, under Peter Fury's tutelage, did the same shit to Klitschko. And again, this guy's a fucking kickboxer, man. Imagine if this guy was a full boxer full time. I think he'd give a lot of fighters trouble, man. So again, round 9, guys. Round 9, I know Usyk's trying to put the engine on him now. As I said, that energy thing, Usyk starts to try and see what he can get off. So Usyk now, round 9, is kind of like, I need to put that, like, that energy thing he does to most fighters. Like, they should be tired at this stage, so Usyk should be able to get his output out. But guys, guess what with Rico? Round 9, Rico is still showing a lot of energy, and every time Usyk tries to, like, land clean flush shots with high energy, Rico's shutting him down. Usyk can only go into his high-paced rhythm when the other guy starts to slow down. And Rico was not slowing down, in my opinion. Rico was still in the fight. So, round 9, guys, more work was coming out from Rico. He roughed him up on the ropes. He was still landing more than Usyk, and he looked like he had a lot more energy. He's moving around more than Usyk. His footwork and his head movement was better than Usyk. Usyk was trying to get off. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Usyk wasn't, but it wasn't, in my opinion, more than Rico. And Rico was pressing him also against the ropes a lot. More pressure from Rico, more cleaner. Still looking quite relaxed. Didn't look like he was very troubled in the fight. And in my opinion, Rico Verhoeven was taking that fight. Round 9, I would give it to Rico Verhoeven. So round 9, guys. It's round fucking 9. Rico Verhoeven is up 7 rounds. Usyk's only won 2 rounds. And again, some people might have given Usyk another round in between there. But guys, let's be straight, man. This guy's a kickboxer, and I'm not being biased. I'm looking at it. I'm not being biased, man. I'm being straight. Like, you could maybe give Usyk 3 and have him up at 6, but I went through each round, guys, and this is my opinion. He's up 7 rounds. Yeah, going into round 10 now. He's up 7 rounds. Usyk's only won 2. So in my opinion, he's outboxed him. And this at this stage now of the fight, Usyk knows. Peter Fury's kind of telling him, look, keep your head down, stay disciplined, use this, use that, go to the body. I can hear it. And Usyk at this time is a complete different look in his corner. The eyeballs are coming out the head. I'm not saying it's panic, but he's like trying to wake up, and then obviously he's looking up to God and he's praying. He's got a lot of faith, Usyk. I've broken his fights down between Tyson Fury. I don't think there was any moment in this fight he didn't have any faith that he was going to win. And that's the difference with this guy, man. He doesn't panic. He might be losing. He could win in the last fucking round if he has to. And again, I will come on to the finish and my thoughts. It is controversial, but Usyk is Usyk, man. He's one of the best in the sport. But yeah, guys, I ain't gonna lie. Round 10, yeah, Usyk knows now, guys. There's fucking 3 rounds, yeah. 10, 11, 12. He has to win this. If he doesn't win this, let's just say this, man, he could lose. Like, not even could. He knows he's got to win. So, guys, in my opinion, this is my opinion, Rico comes out and he's outdoing Usyk in round 10 as well. The first, part of the fight, first part of the round, so the first minute, I think Rico is pushing Usyk back. He's more aggressive than Usyk. Usyk's trying to do that energy thing. Like, you know what I mean with the energy thing, guys? The energy thing, I've explained it. It's when Usyk goes into the mode, he's waiting for your energy to drop, and he's going to take you out. The shots are going to be more quicker. He's going to have more power in his shots. He's going to be more, it's like sprinting, but Usyk, it's like I've just explained it before, guys. Usyk gets stronger towards the end of the fight, man. He knows when to use it. It's the way he's trained, man. Towards the end of the fight, you're tired, man. You already fucking put so much output. Usyk's held and conserved some of his energy back. But when he uses his sprinting, he's getting you out of there, man. He's not trying to fucking keep you in the fight. He's very good at it. I know exactly what Usyk does, but he's probably the best at it. But guys, I'm not going to lie to you. He could not get anything off Rico for the first fucking 10 rounds. I think, in my opinion, Rico Verhoeven was putting a bit too much energy out. He looked fresh. He looked way better than Usyk, and this is probably where I'm not saying he went wrong for him, but there's a moment in this round where it's a bit of a lapse of judgment, or just kind of taking your eye off the prize for a split second. He's winning this round, guys. Rico, round 9. So towards the end, guys, I'd say the last 45 seconds this year, he's putting it on Usyk. Now Usyk does this thing where Usyk's red. This guy's put so much energy out. Usyk goes into a mode, guys. Usyk starts landing. Usyk hits him with a couple of hooks, a couple of uppercuts, and he catches Rico. I think he hurts him a little bit, and he has Rico going on the back foot. He lands a very good left hook while Rico's coming forward, and it creates a wilt on fucking Rico Verhoeven's face. There's literally a fucking dent in the side of his face, a hematoma that's coming out of Rico's face. So Usyk had one of the best rounds. Usyk had the best 45 seconds of all the rounds in this round. Rico was winning this round till the last 45 seconds. So it depends what you like, guys. If Usyk landed a heavy shot on Rico, probably 1 or 2, and he had him on the back foot, and he was landing harder shots for the last 45 seconds of this round. So in my opinion, again, but as I said, Rico was winning him until the last 45 seconds. He was actually being more aggressive. But I will be fair, guys. I will give this round to Usyk, because when I was watching it, I gave it to Usyk because I thought, you know what, this is obviously boxing, and you come into the fucking champion to take his bout. He's kind of put a big mark on your face after that round. Even though you were doing him for the first of the round, I gave it to Usyk. So I know there could be an argument made here that's still a Rico round, because most of it was, but I'm giving that round to Usyk. Not 10-9 and 10-8 or anything, nothing like that. Just a 10-9 round to Usyk. So now, guys, we're going into round 11. I've gave Usyk 3 rounds. I've given Rico 7. Usyk is 4 rounds behind, and it's going into round 11. This is a controversial round, but we're going to round 11. Usyk is 4 rounds behind. The only way he can win this is either by knocking him out or getting 2 knockdowns, or even then it'd probably be a draw. He's up by fucking 7. He's up by 7. He's on 7. Usyk is on 3. So guys, he needs to stop him. So I believe Usyk knows this. Now, Peter Fury says something to Rico in this round. He goes, "You were winning that round. You took your eye off the prize or something. You had a bit of lapse of concentration. Like that, you switched off. That's why he caught you." And probably to a slightly degrees there, but this is the experience of Usyk. So guys, going into round 11, I believe Usyk knows now he's behind in the fight. He needs to have a very good last 2 rounds, essentially stop him. So now this is how the fight went, guys, in the last 11th round where it went crazy. So initially, both fighters came out. Now both fighters were there, guys. That last round, guys, both fighters came out, and it was kind of competitive in round 11 towards the start. They're both kind of like doing their game plan on each other. Like Usyk's trying to put his energies up, and Rico's trying to just pull him with the jab, move around. But guys, there was a point, yeah, in this fucking last round where Usyk switches it on to such a level where, like, it catches him. So remember what I said, guys. Rico has his head in his fucking chest. That's the thing I didn't like about him. So Rico has his head in his chest. Usyk switched it on. He put that pace on him. And I'll be honest, I think Usyk was winning round 11. But I'm not saying Rico was out of it. Round 11, Rico was definitely doing work on Usyk as well. But it was just like Usyk had this, you know, that energy thing I talked about. Usyk's energy thing was just on point. Like, he wasn't going to, like, Usyk was throwing to knock the guy out. He was throwing to go with high efficiency. He was throwing with a lot of stamina. And he was, I would say Rico was, it was a close round. Maybe I'd edge Usyk for this round, but like, it was a close round. I'm not gonna say anyone was winning it until the last 30 seconds. Yeah, it was kind of a close round. Last 30 seconds, Usyk starts going back towards the ropes. Verhoeven is actually connecting on Usyk a little bit, swinging while he's going forward, but Usyk releases this flurry where that fucking forward head thing that I said, this guy is the only thing I didn't like about where his head was. For me, it was open for a fucking Anthony Joshua, Dillian White type of uppercut. It was too much in his chest. So Usyk kind of figured him out. He moves forward a lot, moves his head a lot. He moves forward, he moves his feet, and while he's moving his feet, he's moving his head a bit, and he's punching at the same time. That's what I figured out. But Usyk started doing, last 30 seconds, Verhoeven's trying to pressure him with the same style. Now Usyk has a little bit more energy than him. He's in his reserves, and as he's pressuring him, Usyk starts throwing hooks and uppercuts, he has more energy when he's doing it, and Verhoeven's going forward. It's like a car crash. Like, he's moving into it, and Usyk's he's a boxer. He's gonna be more accurate with this, and this is where he gets caught. That fucking chest in his head position thing, it catches him with a flush uppercut. Like, he went into the uppercut. He falls onto the ropes. He's not knocked out. He falls down onto the ropes. Yeah. Now this is where it gets controversial, guys, and there's two things I didn't like about this. So Rico gets up, he's hurt. Now guys, I'll be honest with you, yeah, I watch a lot of combat sports. I've watched some of this guy's fights. There's a fight here where this guy gets dropped in his kickboxing fight, hurt, bleeding, cut across his face. He's a champion. The referee gives him a chance. And by giving him a chance, he came back and he won the fight. Now, in this fight, this was very controversial, and this is why I don't like it. And I'll talk about a few things here, scorecards as well and everything. So, in my opinion, he's got dropped here now, yeah, by Usyk. The referee's counting in his face. He's hurt, but he's not out. He's very hurt. He's 7-8. He's ready to continue. But guys, this is what I didn't like. So first thing, his gum shield's falling out. The referee says to him, "Where's your gum shield?" He opens his teeth. The gum shield's not in his mouth. So the referee's gone to pick the gum shield up. Now, if it was my decision, I'd say it's last 10 seconds. Forget the gum shield. Just fucking, it's the last 10 seconds, and it. Just let him fight now. if Usyk's gonna knock him out, he's gonna knock him out. Now that's what I didn't like. But guys, who am I to tell the referee what not to do? The referee's job is to protect the fighter. So I can't overrule what the referee done here. I would say, okay, they should have let him like fight, because this was giving him time. His legs looked a bit shaky as he walked over to get the gum shield. He looked like he was out of it. He needed a gum shield. The referee, his corner there struggled to put the gum shield back in his mouth. He nearly dropped it out of his mouth. But that's what I didn't like. But I'm not gonna say to the referee, oh, he's wrong to do that. Referee chose he needs a protection in his mouth. So now this is what I didn't like though. It was 10 seconds left. And guys, this is a championship fight. Rico, there's 10 seconds left now, yeah? Usyk comes full power, straight down with the fucking jab, and he's swinging for him. He's going for his head, full power. Now, Verhoeven has just been dropped, and he's obviously still recovering. He's not out, though. I didn't see him drop again. He's taken 2 flush shots from Usyk. He's taken 3, but he is throwing back. He's not just eating the punches, guys. He's throwing back. He's taken 2 or 3 shots from Usyk, but he decides to throw back as well. But then Usyk gets him with another 2. He's still not out. Usyk gets him a little bit more, but he's still not out. He's thrown back once, and he's trying to throw back the second time. Now, this is where it's controversial. He did get hit with a flurry of about 7 punches altogether, and he's thrown 1 back. He's gone down, and these shots are connecting. However, guys, this is my issue with it. My issue with this is the bell rings. So I'm thinking the referee stepping in to stop the round, because I'm looking at the time. I'm thinking, okay, he survived. He's not out. He's not been knocked out. Referee goes to him. No, it's over. We stopped the fight. No, we stopped the fight. I'm sorry, we stopped the fight. Bro, the fucking bell has rang here. See AJ's face in the corner, like laughing a bit. But guys, I believe that was a wrong stoppage. Because guys, he's a champion. Yeah, he's not been knocked out. Now guys, if you're gonna say to me, oh nah, he was stopped, he should be stopped. Let me ask you a question. Last week I did a video, check my channel, Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley took damage after round after round after round. Yeah, that fight, yeah, for Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois should have been stopped around 6. The referee let it go. This guy took a beating of a lifetime, bleeding. His face was fucked. There was multiple times that fight should have been stopped. That was murder. Like, essentially, that was a beatdown. That was probably the worst heavyweight fight I've seen where someone's got beaten down. Did we see anyone in this fight get beaten down? No. We saw him go down on his feet and get up. And guys, if you want to go further, so first of all, Wardley and Dubois was let on much longer than this. So that's one side. This is where the corruption of boxing comes into it, in my opinion. So that's one side. This is for the bout. My man's a kickboxer, but he's a champion. He's about to do something that, again, he would make history. If he beat Usyk, bro, no one's done anything as big as accomplishment of this. And this guy was very close. They can't let that happen in boxing. I'll come back to that in a second. Now, guys, next fight you want to look at is Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Tyson Fury, 2 fights of Tyson Fury. One, Tyson Fury got dropped by Deontay Wilder in the first fight. Now, the way he got dropped down and almost knocked out by Wilder, there's referees out there that should have just waved that fight off. The fucking referee gave him a standing count, however he did it, and he got back up. So that's on the referee's discretion. I get it. It's up to the referee sometimes. But he got a chance. He's a champion. They let him fight. This guy's a fucking champion in his sport. He wasn't knocked out. The bell... Guys, if there was 30 more seconds in that round, or even if there was 20, if there was another 10 on top of what just happened, I think fair play referee should stop it. But guys, the difference is the fucking bell went. So this guy's got time to recover in his corner. That's the whole point. The referee should have not waved it off. He should have said rounds up, because the bell went. The bell went, and then he stops it. Exact same time. Bullshit, in my opinion. Bullshit. The next thing I want to say is Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Tyson Fury got fucking battered by Usyk. I can't remember what round it was. He got pinball around the ring, and then he got knocked out on his feet, and the rope saved him. And guess what the referee does? The referee jumps in, and the referee starts doing a standing count. Why couldn't the referee give him a standing count here if he wanted to, if he thought it was that bad? Because he wasn't out. Referee, in my opinion, has either been paid off or whatever, has put it in Usyk's favour here. Now, I was not happy about this stoppage. I just think, look, I'm not saying Usyk couldn't have beat him in the next round, or if there was another fucking 10 seconds in this fight, which there wasn't, he might have got knocked out. But the bell went. So he should have been allowed to go into that next round. Now, let's be straight. By Usyk doing this round, Usyk would have been up 10-8. So that would have meant going into the final round. Remember I broke this fight down, guys. If Rico is up 7 rounds, Usyk would have been up 5 now. So it would have been 7-5 going into that last round. At that point, guys, if Van Hoven just does a 10-9 round again and just wins the round, he's won the fight. If Usyk wins that round, it's a draw. Even with the knockdown, it's a draw. He would not have won the fight unless Usyk does another knockdown, he can only win the fight. So Usyk would have had to gone into the last round and knock him out or stop him, which he could have, but maybe this guy could have recovered and came back, which again is I'm not happy about. I think he's done one of the best performances in my opinion. He was very unhappy about the stoppage. His whole corner was. I would also be very unhappy with that. Now, I don't blame Usyk for anything. Usyk did what he was supposed to do. The referee is the one who decided. Referee decided to stop that fight. I blame the referee. And guys, I'll take it further here. If you look at the judges' scorecards, what they were at, guys, guess what the judges had it? This is robbery in my opinion. Not robbery, but this is how you know the sport of boxing is corrupt. Now, as I said, Usyk won the fight. Again, it's not his, it's the referee's calling it to make these decisions. But what is a bit fucked with this is the scorecards, guys, at the end of the fight, they were 95-95, 95-95, and 1 round up to Rico, which is incorrect. Guys, I'll break it down to you again. Going into the last round, with what happened to Usyk, with how Usyk won that there, it should have been 96-94 for all judges going into that last round. Because they had it at, 2 judges had it at a draw going into the last round. This is, do you know what I'm saying? So this is, basically what I'm trying to say is, the judges were going to rob him anyways. Even if he went into that last round and he won, they would have gave it a draw because of this round here. So the judges were gonna rob. The judges were never gonna let Rico win unless he stopped Usyk, and that's fucked up. Because in my opinion, he will. Now, don't get me wrong, this 10-8 round definitely goes in Usyk's favor. But other than that, Usyk went. Like if we went into the last round, yeah, and Usyk won the round, then it should have been a draw. If he went into the last round and Van Hoven wins the round, Van Hoven's won the fight. The only way Usyk, in my opinion, could have won this fight is by stopping him in that last round. Based off the scorecards I've showed you, yeah, Van Hoven was up 7 rounds, yeah, going in to the 11th round. So Usyk was on 3, Rico was on 7. Usyk just won that 11th round with a 10-8 round. So now Usyk's 3 goes to 5. So Usyk going into the 12th round, yeah, Rico is still up going into that last round, guys, in my opinion, just by like 1. So Usyk would probably need to do what he did again or win the round, like for it to be a draw. If Usyk won the last round, it'd probably still be a draw, what I'm trying to say, unless Usyk knocks him out. So what I'm trying to say is, but the judges, they had it another way. They had it at a draw going into that the 11th round. So going into the 11th round, they had it at a draw, which is wrong because Rico was winning that fight. It should have been 96-94, 96-93 going into that, but they never had it that. So what I'm trying to say is the judges were going to rob him regardless. They were going to rob him. But they were giving fucking Usyk next rounds that he shouldn't be getting, in my opinion. Like they were being so generous with Usyk, giving him like round 5 and shit, like where he didn't win round 5, he was losing round 5. Van Hoven was outdoing him most of the rounds. But guys, this is how corrupt the sport is, man. I'm not gonna go too much into it. It's kind of pissed me off, guys. Again, so in my opinion, yeah, the credit needs to be given to Rico Van Hoven. I'm not saying Usyk isn't great. We know how great Usyk is, and Usyk did what he's supposed to do, so I don't take credit away from Usyk. Usyk pulled out the bag what he's supposed to pull out. You have to give credit to Usyk to pull that out. Usyk was losing the fight. He pulls it out. The referee decides to stop it. It's the referee's fault. But what I'm saying is this is corrupt. This is a lot of corruption in my opinion. Now, in my opinion, Rico outboxed Usyk most of this fight. And as a kickboxer, you have to give the guy credit. And then Rico comes from kickboxing and shows he can compete with the best boxer, undisputed Oleksandr Usyk. Rico Van Hoven put up a better performance than Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Daniel Dubois. Let's be straight. And in my opinion, very unlucky how the referee stopped him. They should have let him carry on. I think it's very controversial. I'm not saying in round 12 Usyk couldn't have stopped him. He probably could have. However, he might have recovered. And if Rico gone into that fight and he won that last round, 10-9, he would have won the fight. But on paper they wouldn't have gave it him, which is kind of still fucked. Very controversial. Obviously we know Usyk's very good. Most of you guys, let's be honest, all of us thought Usyk was gonna win this. But this Verhoeven guy has shown, guys, you cannot write anyone off in this game. And I kind of knew, guys, about him. But again, in my opinion, he's done very well. Like, his stock is going to rise now. Now, after this fight, you heard Turkey come in. Adric Caballero was in the ring. And they were like, Turkey was like, I want to see a rematch. Guys, he deserves a rematch. Let's be straight, man. Let's not fuck about. He deserves a rematch, because if that referee didn't stop that fight, like, he should have let that go to the next round. We don't know what could have happened. I'm not saying Usyk couldn't stop him, but Usyk was under pressure. And this is probably the best performance that anyone's had against Usyk within the last 5 years. You can't say anyone. Tyson Fury didn't come close to this. Not even close. In terms of what he was doing, in terms of boxing, he never hurt Usyk. Well, I don't really think he hurt him. It was just Usyk caught him with a very good uppercut, because he keeps his fucking head in his chest, which again I didn't like, but it worked for the start of the fight. Now that they've called for a rematch, Adric Caballero wants to see the fight. The only thing I would say is, now that Usyk's got a read on him, it's probably going to be a bit easier in a rematch. But I still would want to see it. I think he deserves the rematch. I think the fight was stopped a little bit early, in my opinion. Not stopped, like the fucking bell went. A little bit of a piss take in it. Let the guy fight, man. He's a champion. He never went out on his shield. Look at all these other heavyweight fights, man. Look when Wilder fought Fury. They made sure the guy was fucking knocked out. They're not stopping no fucking fight on the fucking ropes. Like, there's a bullshit stoppage. They stopped it because they knew Oleksandr Usyk was at the risk of losing or getting a draw, and they needed Usyk to win this fight. It's corruption, in my opinion. Now, all respect to Usyk, man. As I said, he did what he was supposed to do, man. He was under pressure. He caught him with an uppercut, and then he smothered him. Referee stopped the fight. That ain't Usyk's fault. Usyk did what he's supposed to do. Usyk's won the fight. I'm not happy with that decision with the referee, and I'm also not happy that the judges had the way they were scoring this. He was gonna get robbed either way, which is not right, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, this was a good fight, man. You let me know your thoughts below. What are your thoughts on this fight? I will be covering the upcoming fights that are coming, guys. There's a few heavyweights. You got AJ fighting soon. I heard Fury's gonna do a fucking comeback fight, which is an idiot. He's trying to avoid the fucking AJ fight, in my opinion, again. But guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and leave your thoughts below. What do you want to see next? What did you think of Rico Verhoeven's performance? Because I thought that was one of the best performances I've seen against Usyk, and he was winning the fight. He was schooling Usyk in some areas, in a lot of areas, to be fair. As a non-boxer, what a fucking achievement. But yeah, guys, that's just gonna be my video. You let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.